is Yamila Munoz and welcome to my channel. Wow, so I'm so excited to start this new channel. It is called Mom Life Hot Life. I have been wanting to start a YouTube channel for about a couple years now, but this is the very first time that I actually have the courage to sit down and have a little bit of a chat with you guys and actually upload the video. It has been a very long time coming, and I am just so excited to be able to share different experiences with you guys, whether it's about being a mommy, whether it's about beauty, health, and anything of the sort type of tips, or just simply having a normal chat depending on what topic you guys give me or whatever I feel like talking about that day. As you know, I am a new mommy, but I am also a fiance. Yeah! Love him. And I am also a 24-year-old who is currently a stay-at-home mom. So very fortunately for me, I have a lot of time on my hands. I am really excited to be able to share different ideas with you guys, and most of all, to be able to have a small platform where I can kind of speak my mind.
Guess I'm being spontaneous. Somebody help me!
And, you know, be free with it and just have loads of fun. So, per today's topic, I wanted to talk about how I got into the modeling industry at the straight age of 14. I obviously do not model anymore because I just don't really have the time. And yes, I know I said earlier that I have loads of time because I'm a stay-at-home mom, but it doesn't mean that I have time to do things like modeling anymore. It was a really big passion of mine, but unfortunately, life changes, things change, motives change, careers change, so it just hasn't really been on my radar anymore. But I will say the time that I did do modeling and pageantry, it was such an amazing time. Let me take you back to when I was 14, so that was 2015. Whew. I was a very shy preteen. I did not want to do anything, whether it was sports. Girl, I don't do sports.
No, thank you. I'm not here for that.
I can barely run. Okay, so I don't do sports. I don't do like ballet or dance, although girl, if you got me dancing now, I can get down on the dance floor. But that's a whole different idea, okay? But besides the point, I was very shy, very insecure. I hated talking to people. Oh, I have to sneeze. Sorry. Well, it all started when I was 14, like I said. My mom signed me up to a modeling school based in Chula Vista, San Diego. I did not want to be there. I mean, mainly because I did not feel like I was pretty, or, you know, I was so insecure. I was like, why would you sign me up to modeling classes? I barely even like dressing up. Girl, the most that I would do for dress up was going to church every Sunday. That was the most that I did. So for me to go to modeling classes was such a like why? Just a very big why. I didn't understand it. I saw models on TV or on Instagram or social media, whatever. And I was like, I could never be on that level, you know? I was a 14-year-old shy person who had no idea what the modeling industry really was like. So that was a very big change for me. But, well, I digress. I did end up going to one of the classes. And when I was there, I felt very out of place. You know, everybody else, all the other students, we were kind of the same age, different age ranges. They all wanted to be there. They were all trying to pursue some type of modeling career. I was there out of force because my mom was paying for it already, so I kind of had to go. But that's okay. I did have a good time the very first class that I went. And after that, my modeling teacher at the time, she pulled me aside And she told me that it's not just straight modeling, you know, they teach you very different things, which honestly I'm so grateful for now at this age, because if not, I would not be doing this YouTube channel if I wasn't extroverted or if I wasn't in love with talking, right?
Blah, blah, blah. You are so boring.
So they taught me how to talk in public, you know, public speaking, the proper way of talking. They taught me etiquette classes, so like how to properly sit in a chair, whether you're wearing you know, dresses, heels, whatever of the sorts. I knew how to set up a table for fancy dinners, just very different things, a lot of self-esteem type of classes. We had to write down things that we liked about ourselves, and you know, just very kind of like therapeutical. And I've never ever done anything like that before. So it was very interesting. It was a new perspective in my little life, and I actually really liked it. I really liked it, so I decided to keep going to those classes. I did my very first runway show. I would think I was 15 at that point. I think I turned 15. So I did my very first runway show at the Chula Vista Center Mall. It's like right in the crack of Chula Vista, and my family went. They were very supportive. Some people from church went as well. They were also very supportive, and it was really fun. I was super nervous. I just remember standing there kind of like, oh my god, I'm like, I really need to go pee now, but I'm about to go on stage too. So that was a very interesting time. I ended up loving it. I think I turned into a different person when I was on stage. I think when I was on stage, I had a persona. You know, if you know me, I go by the name Danja with my family. And Danja's like, you know, all my family and like very close friends call me that. But when I was on stage, I turned into Yamila, you know, and she's different. She's a little bit different. She's a little bit quirky. She doesn't mind being on stage and talking in front of people. Like, she's a whole different girl, you know. She's like, you know. But at home, I'm Danja. Like, girl, I don't care about anything. Let me just chill, watch some Netflix, whatever. I don't really want to talk to people at the end of the day. Like, she's tired, girl. She's tired. Danja, she'd just rather sit at home, do nothing. But Yamila, on stage, she was powerful. Love her. So, after that little high that I got from being on my first runway, I was like, you know what? I want to keep doing this. And I told my mom, I was like, yes, I do want to continue doing these classes. I said it would be really fun. I'm making friends. I'm doing things that I never thought I would do. I was like, you know what? Let's just keep doing it. It's awesome. My teacher was amazing. She's amazing. So I was encouraged to keep going, and I loved it. I really did. So I'm going to fast forward a few years, like a couple years after. It was 2017. I was 16 years old. At this point, I had already done some runway shows and different like photo shoots. I was modeling quinceañera dresses, because at that age they put you in to model for things that are kind of age appropriate. So Girl, I'm trying to make a YouTube video here. So I did quinceañera dresses, prom dresses, and once I started getting to that age where it was like, okay, you look kind of a little bit older, I started doing wedding dresses at some point in different types, right? So I was at a point where I already kind of knew the industry a little bit. I was getting a little bit out of my shell a little bit more, and I felt confident. But I will say not super confident, and I will explain why. My mom signed me up to a beauty pageant. Girl, why would you do that, girl? I'm not bonita. I didn't feel bonita still. Like, I was confident, but I didn't feel like super beautiful to go into a beauty pageant where they literally judge your beauty. I mean, it's a beauty pageant. I was just a little bit mad at my mom. Bless her soul. I didn't mean to be mad at her, but I was like, why would you sign me up to something that I didn't want? And also, she didn't tell me, so that's fine. In the end, I ended up liking it, but okay, she signed me up. I go to the casting, and in the casting, you have to like say your name. Look, something like this. Look. Hello, my name is Yamila Munoz. I am currently 16 years old, and I would love to be Miss Teen California. You know, and then you do headshots to the side, to the other side. You know, you get the gist, right? And they kind of rate you to see how you spoke, and if they liked you enough for the casting, then you entered the competition. And so that's exactly what I did. I entered the competition, and there was I don't remember how many girls we were, but we were quite a few, like maybe 10 or something. And some of the girls that were in the competition I already knew, and some of them were brand new. I had never met them ever before, but it was really nice because in the end I was competing against acquaintances, and it was kind of something fun to experience. Mind you, I had never, ever in my life done a pageant before. I had only seen it on TV, you know, Miss Universe, girl, Miss World, you know, stuff like that. I only saw it on TV. So it was a cool thing to actually be participating in a local pageant. I still was very shy. I saw that most of the girls already kind of got the gist of what they were doing, and I did not. We didn't have a lot of money to buy like an extravagant dress like you usually do for the actual event. We didn't have that type of money, but fortunately enough, my mom found a very beautiful dress that I loved. I stayed very true to myself. I mean, in the end, isn't that what a beauty pageant is supposed to be like anyway? You stay true to yourself, and if the people like you, then they pick you, or the judges, right? So I stayed very true to myself. I try to be very humble about it because in the end, I was still so insecure. All the other girls I felt like were way more prettier than I was. And I know that's very like sad to say, but that's how I felt at the time. I didn't feel like I was confident enough. I didn't feel like I should have even been competing. But you know what? I won. I won that pageant, and it made me feel like, wow, I was really doubting myself, and other people are seeing something in me that I have never seen before, or that I have never even thought of. They think that I am able to represent California in a national pageant. So that was really cool. So yes, I started training to go compete in a national pageant in Amarillo, Texas for Miss Teen Universe. And it was awesome. It was amazing. It was my very first time going to Texas as well, which it is really hot. How do you people that live there do it? I don't know. It's so hot. Regardless, I went to nationals. I met so many amazing people, which I will say I'm still friends with a lot of them on Instagram. So shout out to you girls. You guys are awesome. I love seeing you guys grow. I mean, we went from being little skinny teenagers to whole mommies, or getting married, or, you know, having our own businesses, you know, whatever the fact, we're all in our like 20s now. So it's just very beautiful to see all of us grow into our adulthood. But regardless, I still went to nationals. I met these amazing girls. I had fun. And I will say it was my first time doing my second pageant, especially a national one. A lot of these girls have already been doing pageants before, or they already had the experience. They had a full team. Like, they had glam squad, they had a hairstylist, they had the dresses, they had the sponsors. I had no idea what a sponsor was. Basically, to me, it was just very new. My sister thankfully went with me to that pageant, and I knew I was out of place. I wasn't ready. I didn't know all of those teams or sponsors or in reality, I didn't have a director that was actually rooting for me. She didn't even show up. And I didn't know that if your director does not show up to a beauty pageant, you automatically either get disqualified or you don't get any points, like up to a certain degree. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you basically aren't counted for because you need someone to back you up. You need someone to be in the background, going to the meetings for you, and you know, they inform you on what you need to do next. And unfortunately, I didn't have that person. She wasn't very supportive, so that really sucked. But I didn't know that at the time. I was still just having a dandy old time. I was like, you know what, whatever, girl. In the end, on the final of the pageant, I did not place anything, but that is okay, because when I came home in the airport, I had the biggest grin on my face. You know, little Yamila was like, I had so much fun. Like, I met some girls. I know what to expect. I know what to do next. And that's exactly what I did. I entered another pageant a few years later when I was 19 years old. It was a different title, but this time I was prepared. I had sponsors. I had my glam team, which was my sister, actually. She learned how to do makeup and hair so that she can help me. And we traveled again back to Amarillo, Texas. They did it in the same location, but it was a different title. It was Miss Teen Mundial, and I placed third runner-up. And that was amazing. And she was my director, so I had someone to back me up. And that was great. I never even thought that I would place third runner-up, sorry. But you know what? You know what got me up there? A Girl Loves to Dance. That opening number. You know, I was out there working it and I knew exactly what to do, and I was feeling more confident. I was so excited to be back there again, and I met other amazing girls too. And Juan Arturo is the one that owned the two pageants at the time, and he was amazing. He's a beautiful character. I loved it so much. I was just so happy to be part of something that really lifted up girls' spirits. You know, yes, it was a competition. Yes, we were all going against each other, but in the end, it's sisterhood.
Sisterhood and family.
Come on now, like, if you're in a sorority, you know sisterhood. And yes, I know pageants isn't a sorority, but it kind of feels like it. I mean, we're all in a hotel for a couple weeks or a week, and we're all hardcore going to all these practices at night after we do our activities like photo shoots, dinners, lunches, whatever, with each other activities. And then at nighttime, we are in these tall ass heels doing a whole bunch of like dances, learning routines, and the choreographers are amazing at keeping us in check. And it was fun. Yes, it was painful. We were wearing heels from like 8 in the morning till maybe 10, 11 p.m. And yes, our feet were hurting. I felt like you were walking on needles, but that's okay because we had fun and I loved that. So yes, I had so much fun doing pageants, but I didn't stop there. I did end up helping out other girls because at the end of your title year, you have to pass it on to other girls. So we do another pageant, state pageant, you crown a new girl, and then she goes and competes. So I was thankfully at that point had enough experience to be able to teach other girls how to do their pageant title year. So I was able to train them and help them get ready so that they can go and compete in their national pageants. So I did get some experience from being director or trainer, choreographer, whatever. I did teach girls, and I'm so grateful that I got to do that. Because it was fun. You know, you created friendships that way, and it was just a really nice thing to be able to help other girls kind of achieve a goal that they had at the time. So then fast forward, I'm skipping a lot of stuff. You know, I did acting classes as well, but I mean, I already knew that I wasn't really going to get into acting. It was just something fun to do. It was a hobby, but I don't know, I never really saw myself as doing some big acting things. It was just fun. So when I turned 20 or 21, something like that, I had a job already. I was working at a restaurant, and I was saving up a lot of money, and I had some stuff in my savings, and I saw on Instagram that there was a new casting for a different pageant.
Oh, brother!
And it was called Nuestra Latina Mexico. Yes. Yeah, Nuestra Latina Mexico for the California title, I think. Regardless, it was based in Chula Vista, and I went to the casting, and thankfully I saw other girls that I already knew that we had actually competed against each other in one of the very first pageants back in 2017. So that was really awesome. I didn't think that they were going to be there, but it was really fun. And I did get into the pageant. We all competed against each other, and it was very beautiful. It was very nice. I was a little bummed out because I had put in so much effort. Like, girl, I had put in so much effort. I had my own sponsors, and not only was I just like putting in a lot of effort, it was all coming out of my own pocket. Like, before, my mom, my dad, and my sister were the ones helping me out, like with money, financially and stuff for the pageants. But this time it was all me. I didn't let my family help me with anything. I was like, I'm the one that put myself in this pageant this time. I'm so determined to pay everything myself. So it was fun. Like, I was very proud of myself for taking initiative in something that I like and something that I wanted to do. So because it came out of my pocket, girl, I was on time all the time. I had everything ready the way I was supposed to. I was practicing even harder at home. I was going to the gym. I was doing everything the way I was supposed to be doing. Wow. And in the end, I still did not win that title. And it was very unfortunate because I poured in literally my heart and soul into it. It's okay. It's okay. My lash got stuck. But regardless, whatever, I got over it. It was fine. It was for the experience, you know. So yes, I can say I love pageants for what it is. It's all about the beauty and the glam and the walking in the dress and the heels and the public speaking and the meeting new people, networking, especially the networking. I love it. It's a beautiful thing to do, especially if you are dedicated to it. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it is draining. It's a whole nother job. But it's fun. If you like it, it's fun. You know, I just like talking to people. It's fun.
I totally get it now.
I like being in the spotlight. Yes. Attention. Me, attention whore. Yes. So I loved it. It was fun. Well, okay. So after that, I started getting different jobs. Like, I helped a modeling teacher take over for a few days during the week to do modeling, and I would get to continue doing what I liked, but this time I was teaching kids younger than me the same way that I had started in those classes. So that was really fun, a really good experience. And then I got a job at a place that I will not name, but basically it was a music distribution place. And I'm really sorry that I have to talk about this because I really loved being there, and the people that were there, certain people that were there were very awesome, very uplifting, very good people. But in the end, I did have to leave that job because it gave me a whole different perspective. And when I say whole different, a very different perspective on what the industry is really like once you're getting to that point where you can blow up. And I'm not saying that I was at that point where I could blow up, but there was many opportunities for me to be a big model, I guess you can say, or influencer, whatever of the sorts. Basically, I was so excited to be there. I was meeting different artists, especially Latino artists. I was already meeting different type of you know, people in the industry that were singers or influencers, or, you know, just different areas of, you know, being on social media or whatever. And there was moments where I felt like I wasn't safe, I guess you can say. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is that there is people in these type of industries that will make you very, very uncomfortable. They will make you feel like you have to obey everything that they say in order for you to have a name, in order for you to be out there and be who you aspire to be, that you have to follow orders. And if you don't do them, then they will basically stomp at you like a little cockroach. And that's not okay. That is really not okay. To make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin because you're pretty is wrong. And this isn't just for women, it's for men too. Men also feel uncomfortable in these type of industries, and it's very unfortunate because the entire time that I was in the modeling industry and the pageant industry, I thought that it was all just glitz and glam everywhere. But no. Like you guys have seen now on TV and everything that's happening in the world, and even if you have seen the reality check, America's Next Top Model new documentary on Netflix, it shows you what it's like, but they don't show you that powerful people. Well, actually, yes, it did show you. Powerful people think that they have all the power in the world and then they can do whatever they want with you and that you can't say anything about it because that's just the way it is. That's so unfortunate because I did go through very uncomfortable situations and I decided that I didn't want to be there anymore. It was not worth it for my mental health. It wasn't worth it for my sanity. It wasn't worth a career that I wanted so bad. It wasn't worth going through all. Okay, I'm talking serious here. It wasn't worth it, you know? So ever since I stopped working there, it really just kind of crushed that part of me. I'm being so honest right now. It really crushed that side of my dreams. I wanted to be up on stages. I wanted to continue my legacy. I wanted to teach other girls, but I realized very quickly that it was a not safe space to be taking girls younger than me. It just wasn't a safe space. So very unfortunately, I stopped working there and it changed my perspective on so many things. And I decided that that just wasn't for me anymore. It doesn't mean that I stopped completely though, the modeling. I just decided to freelance. I would do my own research because research is very important. You have to do research. Who are you working with? What have they done in the past? Who have they worked with in the past? Where am I going to this photo shoot or a fashion show? Who is going to be there? What is it for? What type of clothing will I be wearing? You know, if that person feels safe, who am I sending my location to, who is going with me to that event, you know, different things like that. I was very cautious with what I was doing. So I think that is what made it fun for me. I was freelancing, finding my own amazing photographers who are awesome. You know, kind of gave me a little bit of a name for myself on my Instagram, and that was really fun. I did like the freelancing after I stopped working with those specific people. I think it gave me a little bit more sense of like, okay, like if I'm in control of my career, then I can go ahead and do what I like still without having to be bossed around by people high above me, right? So that was the fun part of it. So then I kept freelancing for a while, but I fell in love and I was so in love, and I am still so in love, and my perspective changed. I realized that I wanted to have a family, that I wanted to get married. I mean, now I'm a fiance and I have a baby. So, you know, my life kind of went by really fast. and it's beautiful. I wouldn't change any decision that I have done up to this point. I wouldn't change anything because I'm so happy. I'm so in love with my family. I love my baby. My fiance is probably the best person that I have ever met in my life. He's my best friend. I'm so in love with him. And maybe people think that I like, oh, she stopped modeling because she fell in love, or like, oh, she has a family now, so she stopped modeling. She left her trajectory of things behind. Like, no, it was a simple decision that I made also for my mental health. It was getting to a point where it was a bit toxic. I did meet so many beautiful people who have helped me for so many years. I met designers, people who own halls that would let me practice there, beautiful friendships that I had at some point. And yes, very unfortunately, I was so hurt, not only because of people, but family problems that I had at the time. And I let that toxicity get in the way of my networking friendships that I had. And I did kind of leave everything out in the cold. I didn't look back, and I just left that industry. And I didn't even get a chance to say that I'm sorry and that I'm so happy with all the people that have helped me up to that point where I was excelling and I was doing so many things for different like people's brands. And you know, I had reached a point where it was just kind of a lot. And especially in my home life, nobody knows my home life, you know? Nobody knows what I go through at home. And so it was hard for me to continue being or doing something that I absolutely loved. But in reality, I was so broken and I couldn't continue putting on a smile on my face and going to do modeling events and stuff where in reality, I just wasn't having fun anymore. It was really exceeding into different areas of my life, and I couldn't put that front anymore. And instead of, you know, going and talking to these people and saying that I'm sorry, like I can't do this right now, blah, blah, blah. Like I just completely ghosted everybody. And that was very unfortunate of me to do. And I just want to say, most of you people know who you are. And if you're watching this video, I just want to say I'm really sorry for the way that I just left everybody just kind of in the dust. I'm really sorry for doing that. But I was unfortunately very broken. And I went MIA for quite a while. I think I went MIA for kind of a year. And I just focused on myself. And it took a lot of time for me to heal that part of myself because I did and said things that I regretted. And I let the toxicity enter my career in the modeling industry. And I'm very sorry. You guys helped me so much for so many years. All the free dresses that I got to borrow, all the events that I got to do, the smiling, the memories, everything. I loved it, and I still do. I love it so much. And it's things that I will continue to love and that I will tell my children when they're older that mommy had a great time. So thank you from the most bottom of my heart for giving me those opportunities and opening those doors for me to be able to network and be someone at the time, for giving me a name. Because now, because of you people that helped me for so many years, I am now achieving goals that I never thought were possible. I'm now making this YouTube channel that I never thought was possible. I want to continue sharing my experiences. I want to continue to learn and grow and hope that this reaches people that are looking for, I don't know, insight or advice or, you know, kind of get to know yourself I'm trying to reach those people because I'm still getting to know who I am. And I thought I knew who I was before, but every season you are changing, and that's okay. But just know that it's okay to fail, and it's okay to feel like it's not enough. It's okay to feel that way, because in the end, there's always way many more things that you can learn. So with that, I want to say thank you for listening to me with my experience in being in the modeling industry and beauty pageants. I would say if I ever got the opportunity, I would probably do another pageant, maybe way later on, not anytime soon. But I do like photo shoots still. I just haven't had the time to do one yet. But I do want to say thank you for sitting here and watching my video. And if you have any questions or topics that you would like for me to cover in my next video, please comment. Please go ahead and do so. I am so happy that I got the chance to sit here and actually film this video. It's been on my mind for quite a while. But yes, thank you so much for being here. Bye.